Covalent or molecular hydrides. Dihydrogen form molecular compounds with most of the p block elements. So generally, your hydrogen combine with p block elements and form dimolecular compounds. Example: CH4, NH3, H2O, HF. So these are the common hydrides or common molecular hydrides which are formed by dihydrogen with the p block elements. And in p block we have metals, we have non-metals, we have metalloids, right? Dihydrogen compounds of non-metals have also been considered as hydrides. So all these CH4, NH3, H2O, HF, these are considered as hydrides. Okay. Being covalent, they are volatile compounds. Volatile means active compounds. They react with other compounds very fast, very volatile. So these are considered as the volatile compounds. Okay. Molecular hydrides are further classified according to the relative number of electrons and bonds in their Lewis structure. So these are classified on the basis of the presence of electrode. First one is electron deficient, second one is electron precise, and third one are electron rich hydrides. So on the basis of presence of lone pair of electrons, unpaired number of electrons, these are classified into three categories. So electron deficient hydrides are those which has electrons for Lewis dot structure. Lewis dot. What about the what was Lewis structure? In which the Lewis arrange all the lone pair and unpaired electrons around an element in the form of dots. वो dots की तरीके से arrange कर रखे थे elements के चारों तरफ, right? So अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं कुछ वहां पर लोन पेयर इलेक्ट्रॉन है हाइड्राइड के चारों तरफ, लोन पेयर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स वहां मौजूद हैं या कोई भी अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन मौजूद है, तो दीज दैट टाइप ऑफ हाइड्राइड आर नोन एज इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट हाइड्राइड्स, है ना. Electrons of group 13 form these hydrides. So group 13 elements specifically form these types of hydrides. For example, diborane B2H6. This is the hydride which is considered as electron deficient. They act as Lewis acid like electron acceptor. They has the capability to accept. For example, if I have a compound with electron deficiency, it require electron to complete its octet. So what happened? It just has the tendency to accept the electron. अगर ज्यादा होगा तभी तो दे पाएगा. अब उसके पास ऑलरेडी अनपेयर्ड है लीविस डॉट स्ट्रक्चर में, तो उस अनपेयर्ड को पूरा करने के लिए it will become more prone to accept the electron. Okay. Second one is electron precise hydride. Precise means which have required number of electrons for Lewis structure. Means to form bond, these type of hydrides require a specific number of electrons. So the electrons are limited and precise in these types of compound, and elements of 14 group form these types of compound. For example, CH4, carbon has four unpaired electron in excited state, so that is why 4 hydrogens combined with carbon, no extra electron is there, so this is considered to be as CH4 is the complete molecule, a stable molecule. It does not have any extra electron, it does not require any electron, so these type of compound are known as precise elements. Now electron rich hydrides, all those hydrides which have excess electron present as lone pairs, जिनके पास excess में lone pair electrons present है ना, bond बनाने के बाद भी even though they have lone pair electrons attached to them, these are known as electron rich compound and they are more prone to donate their electrons. जिसके पास ज्यादा electrons हैं तो वो donate करेगा ही करेगा obviously. So all 15 to 17 group form means group elements form these types of compound. For example, NH3 negative has one lone pair of electron. H2O has two lone pair of electrons because oxygen has two lone pair of electron. Na? NH3 mein, this nitrogen has one lone pair of electron. In H2O, two lone pair of electrons are there with oxygen. So they act as Lewis bases, means electron donors. So all those hydrides which are Lewis acids means they have tendency to accept the electron, and all those hydrides which act as Lewis base means they has tendency to donate their electron because they have extra lone pair electrons which surrounds the central atom. Okay, let's just talk about the metallic hydrides. These are formed by many D block or F block elements. Now let's just come to D block and F block elements. The metals of such 7, 8, 9 do not form hydrides. These hydrides conduct heat and electricity through not as efficient as their parent metal do. Parent metal and hydride means, parent means, for example, if I have a compound, normal, sodium and hydrogen. So these sodium and hydrogen are known as parent atoms, and NaH is the hydride, hybrid compound. So their parent atom conduct electricity more effectively as compared to their hydrides forms. Okay. Unlike saline hydrides, they are almost non-stoichiometric, being deficient in hydrogen, for example, LaH and YbH2. So if we compare the saline hydrides with the metallic one, they are non-stoichiometric and have deficiency in the hydrogen. Means the hydrogen will not combine appropriately. Means you can say proper hydride are not present, means proper hydride will not form with these types of compound. Law of constant composition does not hold good. Constant composition means when we have a proper composition of metals and non-metals, right? We like attached species and both the attached species. हमें पता है हमारे जब कंपाउंड बनते हैं तो वी हैव अ फिक्स्ड रेशो, वी हैव अ फिक्स्ड कांस्टेंट कंपोजिशन के भाई H2O will form when two molecules of two atoms of hydrogen and one molecule of one atom of hydrogen oxygen combined, they will form H2O. So there is a constant composition. But in these types of hydrides, there will be no constant composition. The property of adsorption of hydrogen are on transition metal are widely used in catalytic. So the property will be like a catalytic. What is the property of catalyst? Catalytic property means they just participate in the reaction but do not involve in that. Reduction and hydrogenation reaction for the preparation of large number of compounds. Some of the metals can accommodate a very large volume of hydrogen and can be used as its storage media. So most of the metals, they can just combine with a large volume of hydrogen. Since why? Because if we talk about D block element or F block elements, it means we have a large number of unpaired electrons. To fulfill the octet, they require a large volume of hydrogen. So that is why जब तक उन्हें पूरी वॉल्यूम तक हाइड्रोजन नहीं मिलेगी तो वो कंपाउंड स्टेबल बनेगा ही नहीं. मान लो उनके पास है 5 6 7 6 अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन और हाइड्रोजन है वहां पर 5, तो ऑलरेडी हमारे पास कितनी 2 की कमी बची, तो कंप्लीटली स्टेबल हाइड्राइड्स नहीं फॉर्म हो पाते. ठीक है. Let's just talk about one important hydride, that is water. So water is considered to be as the as the base of life, for both flora and fauna. A major part of living world of organism is made up of water, है ना. Our body is made up of water. अगर हम water पानी नहीं लेते सुबह शाम तक तो we'll feel dehydrated. तो हमारी body is consist of approximately 80 to 90% of water, है ना. Human body has about 65% and some plants have almost 95% of water. So water is the basic constituent unit of living world. If we talk about a general composition in flora and fauna, so animals have 65% and plants almost contain 95% of water in their body, because in plants the main transportation system is water. Okay, so it is a crucial compound for the survival of all the life form. It is a solvent of great importance. Water can be used for irrigation, Anna. It can be used for daily indoor household work. We can't do even a single work without using water. It's used for irrigation, it's used for watering, it's used for food, it's used for bathing, and so many uses are there. Means each and every work of our life just related to the water only. Okay, let's just talk about the physical property. It is colorless and tasteless liquid. Okay, कोई कलर कोई वो नहीं होता, tasteless, जो जिस कलर में उसको मिक्स कर दो it will just pick up the color of that compound. So the usual property of water is the condensed phase, liquid or solid phase. So generally the usual property water के क्या है, just means present in two phases, liquid and solid phases. Liquid is the water which we drink, solid is in the form of ice, are due to the presence of extensive hydrogen bonding between the water and molecule. So the water exists in two phases, in these two special phases, because of the extent of hydrogen bonding. If the extent of hydrogen bonding is less, the water will become in liquid state. If the strength of hydrogen bonding increases, so what happened, it will convert into solid. Along with that you have to decrease the temperature. हम बर्फ कैसे जमाते हैं, temperature decrease करके and pressure increase करके, along with that which simultaneously increases the extent of hydrogen bonding. और ये hydrogen bonding ही responsible होती है water के phase extension के लिए. That is why the water can exist in three phases: solid, liquid and gas. Gas is in vapor form, liquid is what we drink, and solid is the ice form. Okay. So water has a higher specific heat, thermoconductivity, surface tension, dipole moment, and dielectric constant when compared to other liquid. If you compare the basic properties of water, so it means this water, it has specific heat, means specific temperature. For example, boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So it has its specific heat. Second, thermal conductivity. What is thermal conductivity? Means this, what do you mean by thermal conductivity? Therm means heat, conductivity means conduction, heat conduction. If you just give the temperature to water, so it start boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, so it's considered as good conductor of electricity. Okay, and heat as well, heat conductivity. Surface tension, what do you mean by surface tension? आपने कभी देखा है कि वाटर की अगर हमारी कोई ड्रॉप कहीं पर गिर जाती है पानी की, तो इट विल बिकम अ स्फेरिकल, एक स्फेरिकल स्ट्रक्चर ले लेती है. दैट इज ड्यू टू द सरफेस टेंशन. ठीक है. And dipole moment, hydrogen and oxygen is present. Oxygen is being electronegative, so dipole moment will be towards the oxygen. So it depend on the attached species के भी dipole moment किस side में होगा. Dielectric constant. Dielectric constant mean it's just can means allow electricity to pass through it, and even though if you dissolve anything in water, it will dissociate into ions. Water has a capacity to make polar, means to make like poles, to form poles in the compound. कैसे? NaCl, हमारे पास NaCl है, अगर हम उसको पानी में डिसॉल्व करेंगे, तो द डाइलेक्ट्रिक प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ वाटर विल डिसोसिएट द बॉन्ड बिटवीन Na एंड Cl, और हमारे पास क्या बन जाएगा, Na पॉजिटिव आयन एंड Cl नेगेटिव आयन. सो दैट इज व्हाई वाटर इज नोन एज अ डाइलेक्ट्रिक पोलर सॉल्वेंट, है ना. इट क्रिएट पोल्स. कोई भी चीज हम उसमें डिसॉल्व करेंगे, स्पेशली आयनिक कंपाउंड्स, तो वहां पोल्स बन जाएंगे, एक पॉजिटिव पोल और दूसरा नेगेटिव. So this is the property of dielectric solvent. So that is why as compared to other, water is considered to be as universal solvent, because most of the things will dissolve in water only. Okay, and the things which will not dissolve in water, you can dissolve in benzene and some other compounds. It is an excellent solvent. Just now I have told you this thing. It is an excellent solvent for the transportation of the ions of molecules required for plants and animals metabolism. So how the plants get their nutrients? Plants get their nutrients from the soil, है ना? And from the soil how? Because when you irrigate your field, the water mixed with all the minerals from the soil will like transport by the plant from roots to the leaves, है ना. तो वाटर के अंदर जितने भी मिनरल्स हैं वो डिसॉल्व होके पूरे प्लांट्स तक या हमारी बॉडी तक डिसॉल्व हो जाते हैं. ठीक है. तो दिस इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी एज द बेस्ट सॉल्वेंट, क्योंकि हमारी बॉडी को या फिर प्लांट्स बॉडी को जितने भी आयंस या जो भी चीजें मिलती हैं, दैट विल बी विद द हेल्प ऑफ वाटर. So due to hydrogen bonding with polar molecules, even covalent compounds like alcohols and carbohydrate dissolve in water. So all those compounds which are polar, this is a polar solvent. Polar मतलब क्या होता है? Which have two poles, positive and negative, two different poles. If we talk about magnet, south pole and north pole. है ना, two poles are there. So all those compounds which are polar molecules, even covalent like alcohols and carbohydrates, all can mix in the water. Carbohydrates वगैरह आपके सब पानी के अंदर easily mix हो जाते हैं. ठीक है. Let's just talk about the structure of water. As we know this thing very well, that one oxygen molecule combined with the two hydrogen molecules, and that will and there will be a bond angle that will be 104.5 degree. So in gaseous state, water is a bent molecule with a bond angle of 0.4 1.04.5 degree, and OH bond length will be 95.7 picometer. So the length between hydrogen and oxygen bond will be 95.7 picometer, and the angle which exists between both the hydrogens will be 104.5 degree. Okay, it is a highly polar molecule. Since it has poles, positive, negative, so it is considered to be as a highly polar molecule. In the liquid phase, water molecules are associated together by hydrogen bonding. Listen, बेटा देखो बहुत चीज ध्यान से सुनना. हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन के बीच में जो बॉन्ड प्रेजेंट है वो हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग नहीं होता. हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग कहाँ एग्जिस्ट करती है? एक इलेक्ट्रो पॉजिटिव और दूसरे इलेक्ट्रो नेगेटिव एटम्स के बीच में, दो मॉलिक्यूल्स के, डिफरेंट मॉलिक्यूल्स के. फॉर एग्जांपल ये यहाँ पर आपको वाटर मॉलिक्यूल दिख रहा है. दिस इज अ वाटर मॉलिक्यूल. ओके, so the bond which formed between the hydrogen of this molecule and oxygen of another molecule, that is considered to be as hydrogen bonding. ये जो इनके बीच में जो बॉन्ड प्रेजेंट है एक ही विद इन अ सेम मॉलिक्यूल, that will not considered as hydrogen bonding. The bond that form between the hydrogen of one molecule and oxygen of another water molecule, that will form hydrogen bonding. One is electropositive and another one is electronegative. So due to their partial charges, the hydrogen bonding develops between two molecules of water. Clear? So density of water is more than ice. That is why ice float over the water. Now see, this is a water molecule, this is a water molecule, all are water molecule, but still they are connected with each other through a bond. So this bond is considered to be as hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen bonding is responsible for the different existence of water in different phases. If this hydrogen bond is weak or break, the water will be in gaseous state. If the hydrogen bonding becomes strong, the water will come into liquid state. And if this hydrogen bonding becomes stronger and bond length become very less, then it will convert into ice form. Okay. So hydrogen bond are chemical bond that form between the molecules containing a hydrogen atom bond to a strongly electronegative ion. Because the electronegative ion pull the electrons from the hydrogen atom, the atom form a very polar molecules, mean one end is negatively charged and other end will be positively charged. So क्या होगा बेटा? ऑक्सीजन क्या है? इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव है. ठीक है, हाइड्रोजन इज इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिव. सो व्हाट हैपन, the electro being electronegative, it has the capacity to pull the electron towards itself. So it start pulling the electrons of hydrogen towards itself, which result in the formation of the hydrogen bonding between hydrogen of one water molecule and oxygen of another molecule. Hydrogen bond formed between the molecules because of the negative end of the molecules are attracted towards the positive end of the other molecules and vice versa. So hydrogen bonding makes water form a liquid at room temperature. So this is the reason the hydrogen bonding is responsible for existence of water in liquid state at room temperature. Room temperature से ज़्यादा temperature होगा तो bonding टूट जाएगी, और कम टेम्परेचर कर दोगे तो दिस विल बिकम स्ट्रॉन्ग. समझ आया? बिकॉज ऑफ नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव अट्रैक्शन एक बॉन्डिंग बनती है किसके बीच में? एक हाइड्रोजन मॉलिक्यूल, एक मॉलिक्यूल का और ऑक्सीजन दूसरे मॉलिक्यूल का के बीच में. ठीक है, ये इस तरीके से इट विल बिकम अ नेटवर्क ऑफ बॉन्ड. So this bonding which exists between a positive end of one molecule and negative end of another molecule will result in the formation of hydrogen bonding. Clear? Let's just talk about the structure of ice. Ice has highly ordered three-dimensional hydrogen bonding structure, है ना? Highly ordered 3D structure, because ice exists in 3D form. Cubes ice के पूरे बन जाते हैं. Means ice is a solid form of water. So it means that the hydrogen bonding inside the ice is quite stronger. Examination of ice crystal with X-ray shows that each oxygen atom is surrounded tetrahedrally by 4 other oxygen atoms at a distance of 276 picometer. Hydrogen bonding give ice a rather open type structure with wide holes. These holes can hold some other molecules of appropriate size in interstitial size. So what happened? How ice is formed? This is ice look like. ये तो फ्रोजन मूवी में आप लोगों ने सबने देखा ही होगा स्ट्रक्चर, है ना? तो ये वो स्ट्रक्चर एक्चुअली आइस का है. तो क्या होता है बेटा? दिस बिग साइज मॉलिक्यूल्स आर ऑक्सीजन, ठीक है? This small size molecules are hydrogen, and this dotted line, the line which is exists between the large size and this small size of another molecule, this is hydrogen bonding. So when the ice form, they will arrange in a tetrahedral structure type. Means a negative terminal negative atom will combine with the positive atom and form a proper structure. Okay, and because of the hydrogen bonding there is a space that exists between the molecules, है ना? एक स्पेस एक्वायर होगी. इसीलिए हम आइस के ऊपर कोई भी कलर डालते हैं. जैसे आप जाते हैं ना बर्फ के गोले खाने के लिए, वो क्या करेंगे? आइस लेंगे, है ना? और आइस को किसी अलग कलर के लिक्विड में डिसॉल्व कर देते हैं. क्या होता है? काला खट्टा इमली और आम, आई डोंट नो, अलग अलग फ्लेवर्स में होते हैं, राइट? तो वो क्या करेंगे? आइस को दे जस्ट dip the ice in that colorful solution, और आपका वो पूरा जो आइस बॉल है वो उसी कलर का हो जाएगा जिस कलर का आपका सॉल्यूशन होगा. So it means because of this space that exists between the molecules, the interstitial sites occur, and if you just add something into that ice, that molecule will fill this gap and take a place in that interstitial site. वो वहां पे जाके fill हो जाते हैं. ये जगह बनती है, गैप बने हुए होते हैं. So this gap will result in the adding of color. आपके जो नॉर्मल ऑरेंज आइसक्रीम आती है बच्चे खाते हैं स्कूल में, है ना, 10 रुपीज वाली. अब आप उसको कंटिन्यूअसली उसको सक करते रहो तो क्या होगा बेटा? एक टाइम के बाद वो पूरा ऑरेंज लिक्विड बाहर आ जाता है, व्हाइट कलर की आइस बाहर वो आइस रह जाती है स्टिक के ऊपर लगी हुई, है ना? तो इफ यू सक दैट ऑरेंज लिक्विड फ्रॉम द आइस क्यूब, so what happened? It will come out from the interstitial side and you will get the pure ice bag, which is made up of water only. Clear? So let us talk about the chemical properties of water. So beta, I think you have heard this word amphoteric. Amphoteric means which possess both the which possess property of both acids and base. Means which can behave like acid when react with base, and which can behave like bases when react with acids. So these types of the compound are known as amphoteric. And some compounds are known as ambident compound, when the functional group attached from both the side can has the ability to attack from both the side. So these are known as ambident, है ना? दोनों हाथों से काम करने वाले इंसान को भी हम ambident बोलते हैं. Clear? So it has the ability to act as an acid as well as a base. That is, it behave as a amphoteric substance. So that is why this is known as amphoteric substance, because it can behave like acids as well as it can behave like bases. Okay? In the Bosters, since it act as a acid with NH3 and it act as a basis with H2S. These are the example. When you react water with NH3, so what happened? As you can see, OH negative release out and NH4 positive will form. So with NH3, it will behave like acid, but with H2S, it will behave like base. So it is forming H3O positive with HS negative. Okay. So the protolysis or self ionization of water takes place as follows. If you do autoprotolysis, autolysis मतलब self reaction. अगर water molecule को water के साथ ही react कराया जाए, तो what happen? One molecule will act as base, another will be act as acid. And what happen? You will get acid and base. What? H3O positive and OH negative. Clear? This is known as protolysis, autoprotolysis, है ना? Self ionization. This is hydronium ion. Note this thing down. H3O positive is known as hydronium ion. H2O is water molecule. OH negative is hydroxide ion, and H3O positive is known as hydronium ion. Clear?